and welcome. In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to use the lead tracker. So first of all, we are going to go here, click create the form. First, we need to put a title for our form. This title will be visible to all our leads. So let's opt for something like work with us. Next, we have budget tier choices and timeline choices. So in order to complete this, first we must look at how the system works. This system is designed to send you a daily list of leads that need to be contacted. Not only does it create the list with the leads, but it also organizes them and prioritizes them based on the budget and the timeline choices. Timeline means how urgent is the lead's need for our services. So let's take an example. Let's say we have a lead that has a budget of $100 and needs our services in the next 6 months. And we also have a lead that has a budget of $500 and needs our services right now. Well, obviously, the lead with the bigger budget and the highest urgency is going to be prioritized, so put on top of the list of the leads that need to be contacted. However, if we have a lead that has a budget on the lower side, but needs our services as soon as possible, the system will still rank that lead a bit higher on the list. It acts this way because usually someone who needs our services as soon as possible is more likely to convert than someone who is just browsing or needs our services in the next 6 months or so. What we need to set here is the answers to these questions that our leads will select and based on which the system will be able to organize the leads. First, we have the budget tier. Here we have a question that asks something along the lines of what is your budget for this project? And our potential leads will have the option to select some ranges. These ranges, we are going to introduce them here. These ranges are up to you to set because each business is different. One important thing to consider is that these ranges need to be separated by commas. So if we put here the first range, then we're going to put the comma here. This is going to be one answer. This is going to be the second answer, the third answer. And if we want a fourth answer, then we need to separate it by a comma. Also, please keep in mind that these ranges need to be put in the ascending order. So we're going to start from the lowest price range to the highest price range. Next, we have the timeline choice. Similar to the budget tier, we are going to use commas to separate the answers, and we are going to write them from the soonest to the latest possible. Once we are done setting our budget tier and timeline choices, we are going to click here, and we are going to wait for the form to be created. As you can see, the form has been created. We have here the link to the form, and also we have here a new sheet where all our responses will be registered. So first of all, let's take a look at our form. Here, as you can see, we have the title that we put. Here we have full name, email address for our leads. The budget question, what is your estimated budget for this project? And here, as you can see, it has the ranges that we defined a little bit earlier. Next, we have the timeline question, how soon would you like to get started? And here, as answer, as you can see, we have what we already put right now, in the next week, in the next month. Let's create a quick test. So we'll have put here test. We're going to click submit, go back to our document and check the form responses. As you can see, we already have here the form responses and also the test responses that we just did. Now that we have our form responses sheet, we are going to go back to the settings and create the status column. This will create a new column here next to the answer where we can easily monitor the status of our leads, whether they were contacted, in progress, accepted, or lost. So let's go here, click Create Status Column, and we can already see that the status column was added. Click OK, go back here, and right here we have the status column with drop-downs possible. New lead, in progress, accepted, or lost. The status column is important for us, first of all, to monitor the status, but it's also relevant to the system because it will use the status column to know which leads to put in the daily list that it's going to send to you. So for example, if there is no status here or if it's new, then the system will include this lead in your daily email until you contact it. If you don't want the system to include a specific lead in your email, then you can just change the status here to in progress, accepted, or lost. Each of these statuses will prompt the system to not send you that lead in your daily email anymore. And the last step in the configuration is the email. So we are going to go to the last step, step number 5. Here we need to put the email at which the system needs to send the daily list with the leads. So here it can either be your email, or if you have a salesperson, you can put directly their email. This is a very flexible feature as you can change the email whenever you consider necessary. So you can start here with your own email and get the daily list with the leads, but maybe eventually you're going to hire a salesperson that is going to contact your leads. All you have to do is just change the email here. They will be the ones that will get the list with the leads and they will contact them in your behalf.